Good evening. For months now, Milwaukee public housing tenants have complained about rodents, bed bugs, and break-ins, as well as busted ceilings and floors.
In September, some of them testified in front of housing officials, the Department of Neighborhood Services, and the Common Council.
Jenna has been following up with tenants to see if public housing helped them out at the end of the bargain they claimed they would do through her investigation. Well, residents claim things have gotten even worse.
Do you have a couple minutes to answer a couple questions, Mr. Hines?
What is it pertaining to? If you've written a statement, we'll definitely respond to it.
No, I've been asking for an interview with you for months.
This is not how I wanted to talk to Willie Hines Jr., the president of Milwaukee's housing authority, known as HACM. For months, I asked Hines for an on-camera interview to answer questions after public housing neighbors contacted me looking for help. It all started here.
Hole's big enough for a cat to come through.
With Deborah McQueen.
We're gonna fight till it's right.
And hundreds of other HACM renters in September when they packed into a common council chamber.
This is my apartment.
Airing grievances.
The rats are so bad you can't sit out on your patio.
About deplorable living conditions, followed by empty promises.
We have staff down the hallway. If the residents have any specific concern in any of their units right now, we are prepared to address them and fully report back to this body.
2 weeks after that contentious meeting, I checked in with Deborah.
I have water running from the inside of the wall down, which is deteriorating my walls from the bottom up.
Nothing had been done.
What you've seen today is not an exception. This is common.
That's Kevin Solomon with Common Ground, the nonprofit that's spent years fighting for HACM residents. On October 9th, we asked for an interview with Hines and were told to send questions. We kept pushing for an on-camera interview. His spokesperson said Hines wasn't available and said in part, when residents submit work orders, we will repair and address all items. But Deborah isn't the only one living in these conditions.
I shouldn't have to live under no threats. I shouldn't have to live under no intimidation.
Neighbors fearing for their lives.
Someone came behind me at gunpoint and took my purse.
Every day.
I don't feel safe.
On November 14th, we asked for another interview, this time with Hines and HACM's safety director. We never received a response. We asked again on December 7th and again on December 11th, even giving a 2-week window, willing to work around Hines's schedule. Still, no interview.
He should have been responsive way before now. I have not been able to get in contact with him.
This week, we checked in with Deborah, now more than 3 months after she testified in front of the Common Council and Hines.
You can literally see that there's water running down the inside of the walls.
Nothing has been fixed.
Nothing has been fixed.
I think every single city leader should be deeply concerned.
And some leaders are.
And you've showed me pictures, and those conditions are atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. Nobody should be expected to live under those conditions.
Deborah and hundreds more in public housing live in Alderman Robert Bauman's district. He says he fields neighbors' concerns regularly.
We've done everything that we're able to do, that we have power to do. We've essentially done appropriated money to speed up repairs. We've changed the law so that building inspection has authority to go in and cite HACM properties.
But residents say it's not enough, and the one person they want to hear from won't talk to them or me.
Excuse me, Mr. Hines, do you have a couple minutes before the meeting starts?
Actually, I don't. I told you if you put it in writing, we'll gladly. I'll respond.
For months, we've been putting it in writing to ask for an interview with you.
No, not the interview. Whatever the questions.
No. We want an interview. Why are you hiding from the media? We have questions to ask about your residents who are living in deplorable conditions, Mr. Hines.
He's preparing for a board.
Right.
Hines and his spokesperson escorted me out of that meeting, a meeting where they discussed thousands of work orders from residents just from the month of November. I tried again to talk to Hines once the meeting ended.
Do you have a couple minutes, Mr. Hines?
Send the letter and we'll respond.
I just don't understand why you won't do an on-camera interview with us. We've asked for an on-camera interview several times. Why will you only respond to questions in email? No response to that? No response to your thousands of residents who have sent complaints? We listened to the work orders today, thousands in just 1 month. And you won't do an on-camera interview with us just to answer a couple of questions? Why the lack of transparency, Mr. Hines?
A lack of transparency for a public official whose $240,000 a year salary, that's more than the mayor of Milwaukee and the governor of Wisconsin, is paid for by you.
I feel neglected. I feel like you don't care. You know, I feel like I'm not important to you.
I think it shows following through on your word doesn't matter. I think it shows that Willie Hines is not effective at his job.
You got a job to do, and these are public issues involving public money, and these are tenants of a public entity, and the question should be answered.
Earlier today, I was told inspectors have been to Deborah's unit to address her concerns. I'll let you know what happens. And for Mr. Hines, my offer still stands for an interview. If you're a HACM resident and are having issues, my email is below. I'm Jenna for TMJ4 News.